Guys, how's it going? Today we're going to look at a third party situation, alright? So this reading is not going to be for everyone, but bearing in mind a third party is not always another person involved in the relationship. It can be distance, it could be work, it could be circumstances. I mean, 9 times out of 10 it is around another person or, an ex or someone else, but bearing in mind it doesn't always have to be, okay? So there's no judgment here. I know some readers don't read for third party situations, but for me, it is what it is, and we can't help sometimes how we feel. So let's have a little look what's going on in this situation. A couple of cards came out there as I was shuffling. Just retrieve it. Okay, let's see. It's funny, isn't it, when the cards are just so on the nose, because we've got the Three of Cups here, which for me is the third party card. Let's have a look. Okay. All right, so we have got someone here, masculine energy, that feels as if they're very caught up in their head. They're kind of overthinking things. They're feeling quite stressed. They're feeling quite pressurized. They're feeling some kind of pressure around having to offer or wanting to offer like a solid new beginning. They're thinking about what it would be like to have a new commitment or a new beginning if they were to walk away from where they are currently, or if that situation were to come to some kind of close and they were to sort of start over. So potentially this could be them thinking about sort of walking away from where they are and starting over with you as the viewer, but there's some confusion here. We've also got that potentially you are a little bit guarded at the moment, or you are sort of like guarding yourself from like feeling too much or like expecting too much. You are very empathic though with this Queen of Cups. She can also be water sign energy, and so you could be picking up on this, like this level of anxiety and things like that. We do have the World, so sometimes this can be distance, okay? So it could be that you're not in the same part of the world, you're not in the same place, or one of you's traveling a lot. That could be part of the obstacle here. But it can also be around sort of like cycles and new beginnings. So yes, we have a third party situation, and then we have the Hermit. So at the moment, maybe you're not in much communication, or you've decided to sort of pull back your communication. Maybe you have, maybe they have. You're both in this energy of like illusion and fantasy though. So it's not to say it can't become reality, but what I would say is you're both daydreaming. You're both daydreaming, what if this and what if that, and how might this look and how might that look, and what if I just say this or don't do that. And it's kind of like very caught up in like, in your headspace of all the what ifs and the maybes and the possibilities. And then we do get a very sort of unsettled emotional energy with the Page of Cups. It can be quite an immature energy. It can be that your person is younger, or someone here is sort of much younger. Doesn't have to be, but it's like a very unbalanced emotional energy, hot and cold, up and down, kind of like all over the place. We do have the Empress here as well. Now this can represent an older woman being involved in the situation. It can represent that there are children involved in the situation somewhere. So only take that if it resonates. It's not going to apply to everyone because it is a general reading. And then we've got potentially an energy of someone thinking about moving on, thinking about leaving something behind and moving forward towards something that is going to bring them more light, more happiness, more freedom, things like this, moving away, packing their bags and kind of moving on. Now, we could be dealing with someone that is living with someone else, or someone that has been with someone else a really, really long time. It feels like a significant length of time in one of these connections here. And with the Queen of Wands here, that does back up that sometimes there's another woman involved, okay? Then we've got the Ace of Cups. So the Ace of Cups and the Ace of Pentacles, they both represent like a solid new beginning, someone that wants to offer you commitment or love or something like this. So they definitely want this, but it feels to me like this other person is going to have to leave something behind. Maybe both of you are. I mean, that does happen as well, where both people have to consider, leaving their respective current situations to move forward with something. There's kind of like a lot being held back here, a lot of emotion being held back, a lot that you feel like you're in the dark about. Obviously, you're probably sure of your emotions, but maybe you're not sure of theirs, and they're sure of theirs, but they're not sure of yours. There does look like more open communication coming in though, or communication opening up again if there has been no contact. And this is really what's needed. You both need to speak quite openly. You both need to get that communication flowing quite openly. And we do get clarity. We do get clarity. We also get some sort of spontaneous action here. Now this can be sort of quite a passionate energy, quite a sort of strong fiery energy. I have got Leo energy here quite strongly as well. And ultimately there will need to be a tower moment, or maybe there is an upcoming tower moment where something is coming to a head, something is coming to an end, something like that. But I mean, I guess that goes without saying, for this to move forward, somewhere there needs to be like an ending, or it needs to come to a head so you can decide what you're going to do about it. The message with judgment here is to not be hard on yourself. Don't blame yourself, don't judge yourself. There are two people involved here. There's a very mutual energy here. It doesn't feel one-sided. It does feel very much two-way, like a very two-way street. And so ultimately, you know, there's a decision to be made on both sides. I do have the King of Wands on the bottom of the deck. This is Leo energy. It can be somebody self-employed, starting their own business, entrepreneur kind of energy. Usually someone that's quite proud. Maybe they let their pride get in their way a little bit at times. There's a bit of an energy of limbo for sure. And again, timing and patience with Temperance. So we could still see a bit of a distance left to run. I'm kind of seeing like June to August as being significant for this connection. That kind of period of time for this year. So maybe it's not ready to happen just yet, but I do see the communication continuing. So I hope this helps. Let me know.